Oh my goodness, what a beautiful day here in the Motor City. Oh man, just in time for some real talk with some real fellas. And the real fellas are here to talk to you about a little bit of everything. And today, of course, by the way, I'm Rudy Hill, also known as Rude Boy. Now, I'm also being joined by two great guys. The first one, this cat right here, man, I can't even believe that he's still walking after he got beat up by Rhino and Fonzie. Fonzie from ECW.
Right.
And Bill Alfonso. And, at the XICW show, of course, man, I'm talking to the one and only legend, like I always tell you, A.T. Huck. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. I was going to talk about that a little later on, but I'll bring it up. We'll talk about it. I'm feeling good. Glad to be back. Like you said, we got a lot to talk about, so let's get to it.
Indeed we do. And you know what? This whole party wouldn't be doing shit without this homie who's always conducting the engine right here that keeps this motor running. The one and only Bobby Roxxx is in the house. What up, Bobby?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. It's a good time, and summertime is in effect. I noticed you were at Cedar Point.
Yes.
That's right. I saw
some
that.
Of that summertime and celebrating my son's 15th birthday.
That's right, man.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Julian, man. Julian's a good dude, man. So, did he get on all the rides?
Yeah, I was about to ask that myself. What about you?
We got on some, but some of them, it's like, fuck that. And some of the lines, it's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
So
no
you go, okay, this ride's not too crazy. The line's not too bad. So we rode about, 7 or 8 rides. We did the arcade.
Nice.
Did you get on the top speed dragster? Do they still have that?
That's a fuck that one.
Yeah, me too. I got out of line.
They took it down.
Yes.
They took it down and rebuilt it bigger and faster.
Oh, my God. So it's even more scary.
Just for scale, think about this. The Magnum, 250 feet up?
Right.
This Top Thrill thing, 450
Oh,
feet.
Holy
And it
smokes.
takes you-
I don't think I could take it.
You go up at 74 miles an hour, and then you roll backwards.
Right.
And then when you come down, it shoots you back up at 100 miles an hour, and then you come down the other side
To hell with that.
at 120.
Oh,
To hell with that. No, sir, I'll be on the Tilted World over here.
Hey, man, me and Brandon were in line to get on that, and we're both hoping that the other one doesn't want to get on it. And we kind of look at each other, and we say, yeah, the line's too long. But we choked. We choked.
No, hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah, man, it's not worth it to me.
A couple years ago, I got to go up to Michigan Adventure, which is a amusement park in Muskegon. We went on a family vacation, Carlito and all of us, and I took Santana, of course, was there, and he was just getting out of school, and man, it was just the perfect day because it was before I got diagnosed with congestive heart failure and all that shit. So, man, I got to get on all the rides with him out there, and, man, we rode the roller coasters and shit. It was a great time. It really was. And I highly recommend that spot if you, especially
where
if you
again?
got it's in Muskegon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
And they got a couple of the roller coasters from Babalo there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nostalgia,
We rode the corkscrew a couple
Oh,
times.
I was about to ask about the corkscrew.
yeah.
That's old school.
I love it.
He didn't know we were going, so we surprised. I had his mom drop him off here when he thought he was going to school, and I said, today's your day. No brothers, no nothing. You're just only child. All about you. Let's go.
That is so.
What was the old school
You're a great.
ride?
Wait. Let me stop you right there. You're a great father for that. You really are, Bobby. Kudos to you, man. For real, man.
Thank
Good
you.
for you.
Yeah.
You should celebrate that, bro.
At Cedar Point, there was a old famous ride, the old school ride. I can't remember the
Blue
name.
Streak?
Not the Blue Streak. It was
The
more
Mean
like
Streak?
a tower.
Oh, you're talking
Oh,
about
that
the
demon drop.
No, not the Demon Drop.
Power Tower?
No, it was a roller coaster. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna have to look it up. I just knew you guys would know it. But
I don't know the ones from the 1800s.
This was definitely in the 70s.
You don't know
though.
all the wooden roller
all the wooden
coasters.
ones. This may have been a wooden one.
Man, you know what? Those things suck, man. When you're out because they just jerk
Rickety.
You around.
They're
Shit.
scary, really.
Right.
The other ones are fast, but the old
Right.
ones were kind of scary because they were so rickety.
Yeah, they
You know,
janky,
click,
about
click,
to
click,
fall
click,
off
click,
and
click,
shit,
click.
yeah. But anyway, so a lot of
The
things.
jumbo jet. That was it.
A lot of things have come up lately, and one of the things that have come up in the world that I'd like to touch on tonight, right here, is when, like, okay, so the other last week, Netflix aired the Kevin Hart roast.
I saw it.
I did too. Bobby?
I didn't see it yet. No.
Okay. I recommend it. Now, there's a big controversy going on in the comedy world that Tony Hinchcliffe may have went too far. And Chelsea Handler didn't like it. And look, when my question that I posed to you guys, because this was a really big show.
Everybody
Cat
went,
Williams was
everybody
on
went
it.
hard, though.
Right, everybody
know?
did.
Yeah.
Everybody did. But they said, Tony Hinchcliffe was racist and homophobic,
Mm-hmm.
and
But by the same, and I'm not trying to defend him, but the things that were said about him were pretty bad too.
let me say this. When they booked him, they knew who they were booking.
Exactly.
They this ain't the first time.
Right.
he's-
I mean, they pretty much called him a white supremacist on
Right,
the
and
show.
I'm not- and me, I'm
so
not-
he just went back just as hard, I guess.
I'm not I'm not saying, what I'm saying is, and I posed a question to you guys, does comedy go too far, or is it just fucking comedy?
Well,
Bobby?
I mean, do you find racist jokes funny?
Yeah.
Some of them.
I mean, at least you guys are being honest.
I mean, I am
Well,
being
I
honest.
come up during the time of Sanford and Son. and-
Right,
Were
and
you-
Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker, the Jeffersons,
Right.
all of the family.
Before you saw the reaction, did you think, man, that guy went too far?
No, because I knew what to expect.
Yeah. I kind of laughed at everything, that I thought was funny, of course.
But
I've seen
But
other-
his stuff, I wasn't offended
But you
by.
know, like, do I find racist jokes funny? I mean, I was. If you go back and watch Eddie Murphy Raw, there's homophobic stuff. There's racism
Right,
in it. I
right.
mean, and again, can it just be? This is entertainment,
Right. I
or-
mean, David Chappelle with transgenders, man, that's part of his stick,
right? And he caught hell for
He
it.
did.
man.
He did. But he hasn't really backpedaled too
He
much.
never. No,
He never does.
He doesn't.
I mean, Cat Williams, you watch his set, it's white people, black people, because he's pointing out stereotypes on both sides.
White people.
Right.
White
Yeah.
people.
And white people be like,
Right.
But he's funny. He is. He's great.
Hey, he's
I don't get offended.
It's just
by comedy.
funny stuff to me.
he.
I'm not offended by
Cat
it.
Williams. Let me say this about Cat Williams. He offended a bunch of Mexicans in
Did he?
in Phoenix, Arizona, a few years back, And so they called for a boycott on him and everything. And, look, again, I thought, and I listened to the joke, and I thought that's pretty fucking clever.
He thought it was funny. I don't remember what he said, myself. I have to look.
And he got into a shouting match with the lady, like, in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And he went hard on her. He went real hard on her. Anyways, and that doesn't take away my fucking Chicano card, by the way, because you know what? Hey, man, I'm brown all over inside.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm used to, comedy,
Right.
based on ethnicity.
I mean, think about Don Rickles.
Don Rickles, man, he used to tear Nipsey Russell a new asshole.
Oh,
Those
my
celebrity
gosh,
roast.
yes.
Dean Martin celebrity roast.
Oh, my.
It was
Look,
hilarious.
some of the craziest
Oh, my
stuff
God.
ever.
Don Rickles, man, he went hard all the time.
On everyone.
On everyone.
On everyone.
It just seemed like right off the top of his head.
Yes.
Nothing he was saying was written down.
Right. He was brilliant.
Oh
at it.
God, hilarious.
And I don't think that I've ever seen a comic that I thought, oh, that was way too fucking hard or way too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have. And I maybe it's because of the comedians that I watch. Some of my favorites, Felipe Esparza, man, he's fucking brilliant, man. Great Chicano comic. And the day I got out of the hospital after getting this fucking defibrillator in my chest, the day after I got out of the hospital, my son and his girl, my daughter-in-law, they bought me tickets to see Felipe Esparza.
Nice.
And man, I was in no condition to be going, bro. But I took my happy ass right to the Roll-Up Music Theater, and I enjoyed myself.
Nice.
And, yeah, man. So yeah, that was one of the questions that was posed. That was it too much?
Everybody gets offended about everything now, though. You know what I mean? Come on.
I feel like I tiptoe around a lot of words.
Mm-hmm.
And, the older I get, the more I'm just like, you know what, fuck this.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I always say, on this behalf, too, just because you have the right to say something doesn't mean it's right to say.
True.
In certain cases, when it's something serious. But comedy, is comedy. If you go see Jamie Foxx or Chris Rock or something like that, you know what you're going to see.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And why would you expect anything less?
Right.
Man, look back in the day, Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah. And there was a guy, he was selling out Madison Square Garden.
Selling out Madison Square Garden. Very offensive that you would think.
Super offensive to people.
And, maybe like they say, maybe, times are changing.
Right.
And the things that were acceptable to us back in our day aren't so much acceptable now, I guess.
Real quickly, what's your top 3 comedians? Both of you guys.
Oh, gosh.
Top 3, I'll tell you, like I
hard.
said, Felipe Esparza is number 1 for me. Number 1 for me. What about you, Bobo?
Oh, God.
I definitely have always liked Dave Chappelle, so I'm going to throw him in there. I remember, what was that first special called he had? It was in Washington.
Oh, it was brilliant,
and
yes.
It was just, you couldn't stop laughing. It was so good. And then I watched some all the way up to his recent one. It's still great. So I don't get offended because, you know what? I know what I'm getting into when I watch a stand-up comedy. And censoring stand-up comedy, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like, you know what I mean? That's like censoring music. You
Indeed.
can't tell these artists you can't sing about that. People will be offended.
Indeed. I agree with you, Bobby, 100%.
Guys, man, this is a hard question. Now, when you say comedians, are you just talking about comedians over a broad board or just stand-up?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
What do
matter.
you think is
Okay.
funny? Your top 3 comedians that make you laugh.
That had make me laugh and had an impact on me that I remember to this day. one of them would have to be Jerry Lewis.
Oh my God, what a great one, man!
Jerry Lewis is one of my
Some
all-time
of
favorites.
The greatest
The Nutty
movies.
Professor.
Yes,
man.
just
great movies.
Cinderella.
Right, him with Dean Martin. They were like on a what you call road trip type movies together, buddy movies.
Right.
So I grew up watching. Damn, I can't even think of his name right now.
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis. Those jazz cigarettes. But yeah, Jerry Lewis, man. He was Jim Carrey before Jim Carrey.
Yes.
So I like, Jerry
Agreed.
Lewis. Jerry Lewis.
Who also happens to be Eddie Murphy's favorite comedian.
Really? Yeah, I can see that.
He was in a
we're around the
documentary.
same age,
He was in a documentary about
Jerry Lewis was
Jerry
on
Lewis.
TV all the time, with his marathon and
Right.
old movies.
Telethon. He wasn't
telethon.
running.
Yeah,
He was walking.
Not his marathon, telethon. You know what I meant. But thanks for the
I was
correction.
gonna say something real
Thanks for the
offensive, but
correction.
I'm glad I didn't.
I don't know what that was. You're gonna have to tell me off air now.
I will. Anyways,
But anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, my second comedian that I just think is brilliant is Mr. D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley is one of these guys who is much like Dave Chappelle, where he makes you think when, he tells you these stories and you get sucked into it. And he's definitely one of my favorite comedians. I'm glad I got to see him a few times too. Got to see him over at the Motor City Casino and at the Black and Brown tour featuring George Lopez and D.L. Hughley and Charlie Murphy and Cedric the Entertainer. It was a big show, really big. Who else? Eddie Griffin. Great shows. Anyways.
Yeah, DL Hughley. I'm sorry, I had to take a little break, man.
Okay.
DL.
Yeah.
He has a show.
Yes,
I
he
listened
does,
to it, man, and talking about his stand-up.
Yes.
Man, he would just be railing people in the audience.
Oh, my
He was
goodness,
great
man.
at that, just off the cuff. He'd pick somebody out.
He was my favorite out for the Kings of Comedy.
Yes,
he really
yes.
was.
He just killed people, man.
Right. And he was talking about that one guy, man, looking like Charlie Brown and shit.
Right.
With the big sweater. Oh, my gosh.
Hilarious.
Bobo.
So one of my favorites of all time, and he's offensive, very offensive, George Carlin.
George Carlin, man. He was another one of
man.
those that make you think.
He was a
told stories.
Think, and he was a brilliant mind. He really was. He was one of the comical geniuses of our time.
Right. Didn't he have a show with like the 4 words that you aren't supposed to say?
7
dirty words. I was getting there.
Now you hear it all the
7
time
words.
on TV.
Right. But yeah, he used to be on all the talk shows and Saturday Night Live.
He was our Lenny Bruce.
Right.
In our time.
Right. And he had his delivery,
Yes.
Yeah.
AT
he
Huck,
was
who
great,
you got
man.
for yours?
Oh, man. There's no way I can. How many do we have?
3.
Just 3.
Yep.
Oh, we can't up the ante a little bit?
Just 3,
Just
bro.
3. I'm going to have to say, without a doubt, Richard Pryor for me.
Indeed.
I have to say Richard
yes.
Pryor. He was so influential to everybody that came after.
Yes.
Him, emulated or idolized. I won't say emulated because were very different in their storytellings.
Yes.
But of course, Eddie Murphy loved Richard Pryor.
Indeed.
David Chappelle loved Richard Pryor.
Yes.
All of them. He was like the bar at one point.
Right.
And just his story alone, is just so interesting.
Right.
His upbringing, being raised at a brothel.
Brothel, yeah.
That type of thing.
His mom was a whore.
Yeah, So just his story alone, but just his comedy,
movie,
then the movies, with Gene Wilder, and he was in, I believe he was in a Superman movie.
Right. He was in, this is where he sold out. was when he was in the movie The Toy.
The Toy, I remember
So
the
offensive,
toy.
like, oh,
I remember
come on,
the toy.
bro,
Yeah, he was taking any role that popped up. It seems.
It did seem like
It
that.
seems like that, but some of them were iconic.
Right, right.
You will have to say that. I mean, Car Wash,
Man.
even though it was a short role in Car Wash,
Yes.
is one of the most memorable. Him
It
pulling up in the limo.
Yes,
You know?
yes. And not to mention, right now you can check out on Tubi, JoJo Dancer.
JoJo Dancer.
Yeah, that's his life story.
Exactly, his life
And,
story.
that's
and
on Tubi.
they didn't hold back on that.
No.
They showed everything. But the first time I saw Richard Pryor was in. This is going to have to be an honorable mention as one of my favorites. I'm squeaking him in. Was on the Flip Wilson show.
Flip Wilson. Yeah.
That's the first time I ever saw Richard Pryor. He was like a regular cast member almost. Not like a special guest or anything. He'd just be there in skits.
Right.
But that's where I first saw Richard Pryor.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, let me tell you my third and final, right behind Felipe Esparza, and of course, like I said, this mic is just leaving me. Anyways, my third comedian, right behind D.L. Hughley. My third comedian, man, great stand-up, great delivery, great actor, is Mr. Damon Wayans. Damon Wayans from My Wife and Kids, and
yes,
the
Wayans brothers.
The Wayans brothers. I mean, one of the funniest. The whole family's funny.
Oh, man, what a talented family, man! And Living Color, come on.
I mean, they changed the face of television. They put Fox on the map.
They did.
Fox Network.
And the story I was told that, or I've heard, is that they had an influence on the Super Bowl, on the halftime show.
Yes, they did. Yes.
During one of the halftime shows, I don't remember what year. And Living Color put on a hell of a show.
Yep.
And everybody turned the station, turned the channel
to watch
In Living Color.
Yep.
And then the next year, what? Michael Jackson. From there on, there was no turning away from the halftime show.
Exactly.
All from In Living Color.
No doubt, no doubt. Yes, indeed, Living Color, and of course, Living Color brought us all these great comedians: Jim Carrey, Tommy Davidson.
Yes.
You
had to say it, Jennifer Lopez, one of the Fly Girls.
J-Lo, yes.
Yeah, David Allen Greer.
Yes.
Great comedian right there.
Oh my.
Very funny.
Goodness, man.
Another honorable
underrated.
mention.
Very underrated.
Boomerang and.
Oh, yeah.
Just funny, he always plays that nerdy dude.
But
of course, Men on Films, how can you not?
Oh, man,
him and Damon,
He's on a show on Peacock Network called St. Denis Hospital. And it is fucking hilarious. It really is.
I know of it.
I highly recommend it if you're into some funny shit happening in a hospital. That's all it really is. It's pretty cool. And anyways, so with that being said, now, Bobby, who is your third?
My third and final, and he's been mentioned, I think, more than once on this episode, but it was the first stand-up I saw, and I definitely wasn't old enough to be watching it, but very influential. And I'll tell you the name of the stand-up, and you'll know who it is. Delirious.
Oh, yes.
Eddie Murphy. And I wanted to watch it every time my parents weren't home. What the heck? This is hilarious.
Right. How could you not? I'm glad you said Eddie Murphy.
Yes,
because it's out there in the cloud now.
Yes, and you know what? Eddie Murphy needs to be celebrated, man. That guy started his career at 17 years old.
Yes.
He wasn't even old enough to be in the bars he was performing. Right. And he was the youngest cast member to ever be hired by NBC for Saturday Night Live at 19 years old. He couldn't even go to the after parties with the guys because he was too fucking young.
Right.
That's crazy.
If Richard Pryor opened the door, Eddie kicked it in.
Indeed. Yes.
Eddie kicked it in, and everybody since then
Right.
is inspired by
right.
Eddie. Eddie was inspired by the great ones,
Yes.
but the generations after were inspired by Eddie.
Yes, absolutely. A.T. Huck, your third and final.
Man, this is so difficult for me, man. Comedians that I like. Oh, and I'm just gonna throw this one out there because I have so many, and some of them would be obvious, like Eddie Murphy and a few others, Red Fox. But when I was growing up, this guy was just so funny to me, and that was Steve Martin.
Oh my goodness, bravo!
Man. Steve Martin was so funny and just weird acting and would
Wild
do
and
anything. Wild and Crazy Guys on Saturday Night Live.
Yes,
The Jerk was one of my favorite
The
movies.
Jerk, man.
One of my other favorite movies was I just had the name. God. Oh man, where they were running a scam on people. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I kept thinking Inglourious Bastards. I couldn't get that out my mind. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Very good movie.
Man, that was so funny, and that was a great movie, man.
I love it, man. I love it. Great pick right there. By the way,
but of course, man, his songs were great too.
Come on, King Tut.
King Tut,
man. Man.
I mean, I remember when that came out. Next day at school, everybody's singing King Tut.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know the stand-up or even just the satire that the great Steve Martin has brought us, check it out. Look him up on YouTube. There's some really great clips. And if you haven't seen The Jerk, I highly, highly recommend The Jerk. One of the funniest movies of all time.
Yes.
But should people be offended? Let's talk about that.
No, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be
There
offended.
is some offense.
But if it were to come out today, don't you think some people would get in a tiffy?
Probably.
Absolutely.
Of course they would.
Yes.
Of course they would.
Why did people become so
I don't
offended
know.
by stuff they were where
Because
our culture was already
It was
desensitized to.
and that's that time period. I can go back and watch Gone with the Wind and not be offended. Roots. A lot of movies that people might feel offended by. I can go back and watch them.
Roots is historical.
It is historical, but
accurately
there's a lot of
historical,
depictions in there that some people might find offensive.
Yeah, but I gotta say this, like I tried to watch again now that I'm a 55-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to watch Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta and
Yeah.
iconic film. And as a 55-year-old man, I was very offended by this movie, man.
Wow.
I didn't know the racial undertones. I was a kid. I was 9 or when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't really realize what I was being exposed to, or really didn't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm an adult, I'm watching it.
What parts specifically?
Well,
that
when they're
talking
talking about the Puerto Ricans that
they talk
that
about
jumped
black
the guy.
people,
and then when they're messing with the two gay guys walking down the street. And they're playing basketball, and it's so offensive what they're saying to these guys, and like I asked myself, how did I get so pussified? I mean, really, like
I don't know.
I think
don't
it's
really
growing.
even know what to say about it. Because I watched that. I can watch that movie a million times again. It was a great movie for the time period,
and even what
the
they
soundtrack.
said about blacks.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. It was that time.
Yeah.
And I can still like and enjoy a Quentin Tarantino movie, which has a lot of racial slurs and offensive imagery in it.
Right.
But I still like those movies,
Right.
and does everybody use that type of language? No. But I would think in some of the situations that the movies are in, the characters that are using it would use it.
What are your thoughts, Bobby?
Well, my kids, they always like to watch movies they shouldn't. I recently showed them the remake to Bad News Bears, and my dad asked me, why not show them the original? And I said, well, there's a lot of racial slurs in it. I said, they're both offensive, they're both edgy and hilarious.
Right.
But I just don't even really want them to hear someone saying that.
Sure, sure. I'll tell you what, man. Billy Bob Thornton was great in that movie.
He's hilarious.
He was great in
Bad
that movie.
Santa and all that. I'm like, wow, he's got that character down so good.
One of my favorite actors is Billy Bob Thornton, and he started his career, believe it or not, in one of my favorite movies in one of the Chicano cult classics, Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's great, man, to see. And then he was Blade, right, or Sling Blade.
Yes, he was.
Yes,
he was in
Sling
Sling Blade. He was also in Tombstone.
Tombstone.
That was one of the first times I remember seeing him. But he was the poker player.
Okay,
and
all right.
Got punked out. I always remember that. And then I was like, oh, that's the same dude.
Right.
Billy Bob Thornton. He was also in what was the movie with Halle Berry? And she won the Academy Award for it. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Monster? No, not Monster.
Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball.
There you go.
Yes. But back to what you were saying about Quentin Tarantino.
Like Pulp Fiction.
Some of his movies are hard for me to watch too.
They're hard for you to watch. I get it. I get it, but I guess I'm just not sensitive to it.
Right.
Because this isn't something that it's a shot at anybody. But I grew up in a different era.
Right.
I started my first memories from the '60s, the mid '60s.
Right.
So growing up through that in the '70s, and I've seen all this stuff as history to me.
Right.
And I don't take it as offensive. If things are made like that now, I think I would take more offense to it because we know better now.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
I think we know better now, and I don't want to erase things that are historic in our entertainment industry. Music and film.
Right.
It's almost a form of censorship.
Right, no doubt.
When you do that.
No doubt.
Like I said, I think people are getting smarter now.
Right.
People are getting smarter now. But to ban books,
right,
things like that, which has gone on quite a bit in recent years.
Unreal
for things.
Unreal.
Free speech is in danger.
Yeah, yeah. And should you guard your children? Yes.
Yeah.
But an adult should be able to appreciate it for what it is, and it's just me.
Right. No doubt.
Yeah.
I never hid anything from my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I never did. If I was playing music that had offensive words in it, then there had offensive words in it.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids knew better than to use those words. However, I didn't hide it from them. The only thing that I would never allow them to see, because I'd let them watch, edgier movies, but I'd never let them see nudity and stuff like that. But, if there was some offensive language, okay, whatever, they hear their fathers using it all the time. But that's one of the things I never, ever stood for censorship, because, like you said, free speech is in danger, man. It really is. And man, really, it's up to us, man, to change the world, you guys, for real.
And like I said earlier, I think I said it, I'm not sure if this was this episode, but just because you have the right to say something doesn't necessarily mean it's right to say.
Indeed.
So that needs to be an adult decision when you put out any type of literature or music or anything like that.
Indeed,
that's a choice that you make.
And you have to meet your maker one day, and your maker will judge you by what you did here.
And not to harp on it, man, I remember watching television, and you could count the number of blacks and Latinos on television. You know, my father used to, and I wasn't aware of it, but my father made such a big deal about it. Oh, they got a black dude. There's a black guy on TV. And he would always complain about the lighting. They don't know how to film black people yet.
Wow.
He would say that, you know, but I remember when it was just Bill Cosby. And who else? I can't even
Sidney
think.
Poitier?
Sidney Poitier. He was in the movies mainly,
Right,
you know, and on an occasional TV show.
Right.
But there weren't, you know, until like maybe the Mod Squad came along, and of course Uhura and Star Trek.
Right.
But that was a time where you could count.
Right.
How many?
Hey, you know, Bill Cosby, man, you know, one of the great comedians of all time. I
Yes.
mean, yes, he was a weirdo, and yes, he did all that crazy shit. But the fact of the matter is he was a funny comedian before we knew what he was up to.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like you said, you can't erase history.
Right, right.
You know?
And I remember watching him on different television shows.
Yes.
I Spy.
Yes,
Yeah, he was on I Spy.
He was
You know,
on
that was my earliest
Cosby
memory.
Kids,
But before that,
Fat
he was
Albert.
in you know, movies as well. He was
Yeah.
in Buck and the Preacher.
Mhm.
You know, great
Bingo Long
movie.
All-Stars.
Yeah, Bingo Long Traveling All Stars, man. But yeah, he was doing his thing, man. Cotton Comes to Harlem, I believe.
Yes, indeed.
You know, a lot of movies in the 70s. I remember Bill Cosby. And, of course, you go up to, you know, his Bill Cosby show was iconic.
Man, he was the
For a
father
generation.
of America.
Yeah, for a generation.
I mean,
You know?
and you know, again, I tried to watch the Cosby Show now,
Mm-hmm.
and like some of the jokes, because he was kind
They
of
didn't
I
age
was
well,
like,
huh?
Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Anyways, I do want to touch on this. I do want to touch on the fact that international big time wrestling, my goodness, man, what a summer we are going to have. And I'm going to be bringing you all of the information right here. But the first and foremost, I want to tell you at Breckenridge 4th of July Festival. That's right. The annual festival on Breckenridge in Southwest Detroit. International Big Time Wrestling will be in the house, absolutely free. The festival is free. Bring your lawn chairs, bring your coolers, bring your food, bring whatever you want. Or there's plenty of vendors there that will take good care of you. And that's going down on Saturday, July the 4th, starting at 2 p.m. And not only will you see international big time wrestling, but you will see the return of Full Aces. That's right. Coming home from their tour of Scandinavia, they are coming to Southwest Detroit and bringing that old school British Chicano flavor. Did I say British Chicano flavor?
You did. I'm like, okay.
British Chicano flavor. Don't you dare miss it at Breckenridge. 4th of July Fest in Southwest Detroit. Bobby Roxxx, you have been an attendee of this said historical festival, right, sir?
I have been at least 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
And it's wild. It's a wild party, but not wild as in something you should be afraid of. Wild as in fun, great time, good people. People are talking to you. You may know them, you might not know them, but they're very open, very friendly. There's bands from noon till night. They're not just local bands. They're from all over the country. There's talent all over the place, and we're going to be supplying the jams in between sets.
Nice.
Yes, indeed we
Nice.
are. Yes. So
Is this the
Cruising
one I
the
went to
Barrio.
a couple years ago where we cruising the barrio? We had it outside at a fair or a park or live music was there. Is this the same thing?
it's every 4th of July.
This is
I
the
know I
one-
was there for something like that.
Okay.
You know.
I think you were there because I think you laughed at one of my jokes about the old, some of that softer rock those ladies were playing.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's something too.
Yeah, they got a variety.
That was
of
it.
music.
Indeed.
It was great, man. I have some
Yes.
footage of it.
Yes.
People were jamming.
And it's absolutely free. They got a bounce house for the kids.
Food.
Food up the wazoo. And let me tell you something. Some really cool performances. Go there with an open mind is all I'm saying. Go there with an open mind and go there with positivity on your mind, because that's all it's going to be right there on Breckenridge in Southwest Detroit. Make sure you check it out. 4th of July. International
awesome.
Big Time Wrestling.
That's right. That's
It's going
right.
to be badass.
Now, to go back to our theme, I just want to say, just because you find it offensive doesn't mean you got to protect us from it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Great thing. Yes. I don't need you to tell me what's offensive.
Right.
I don't
Choose to
need-
not support it if you don't like it, but don't try to cancel it. I don't understand
Right.
the cancel culture when it comes to comedians that said something or this or that. You want to cancel somebody because they're a weirdo pedophile, go for it. Get them out of the fucking
course.
industry. But if they said a joke that's offensive, get over it. You don't like them? Don't buy their...
Right. It's
their-
comedy.
Don't watch
you
their
know?
special. Don't
Or
buy
should
their
we just stay
material.
away from any type of offensive comedy?
You
Where do you draw the line?
Let me say this, guys, that let me state to the public that, man, say what you say in your comedy bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you. Don't let no one tell you your art. It's your canvas. It's your canvas. So if it's offensive, well, so the fuck what? So is this show sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? You have the option to change the channel
exactly.
anytime.
Don't watch it. I felt that same way about porno magazines. And I never really bought them. I had a few. But,
But
if you don't like it, don't buy it.
You talk about like the Hustler thing. They were really against that guy. They went after him.
They
Yeah,
did.
Larry
They
Flint.
did,
Right.
yes.
That was
But people
censorship.
complained about Playboy,
I know.
all the time. And if you don't like that kind of magazine, don't read it. Why should
Indeed.
somebody else not be able to because you don't like it?
You know-
These girls they're making a living doing it. It's on them.
Isn't it crazy that the state of Texas found a way to ban porn on their websites?
On their really?
Yes. The
And
state
Florida.
of
Wow.
Texas.
And Florida.
And Florida.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that, man.
You can, if you're on your computer, you can't get porn.
So the way a computer
Zero.
works is when you type a name like Amazon.com,
Yes.
it sends that request to its local DNS server because everything on the internet is numbers. Every address is an IP address full of numbers. So what they do is they take all the DNS servers in Florida and they just, Pornhub, boom, don't work. Like, no,
Wow.
so, somebody would have to jump through hoops, and that's censorship in itself. I don't watch
is.
porn. I'm not a big porn person, but I think that's pretty crazy that they literally are like, hey, I don't care how old you are in this state, you ain't watching no dirty shit on your phone.
Wow.
That's too bad. Like you said, it is censorship, man. I mean, if you're 18 years old and you're not bothering nobody and you're in the privacy of your own home or whatever, hey, man, get down. Do you?
Yeah,
That's-
and parents
you know-
need to be parents. If you don't want your children seeing it, kind of watch what they want. Make sure they're not watching it.
Indeed.
Shit,
Yes.
if you wanted to raise it to 21, go for it. You guys did it with everything
Don't make
else.
us police.
true.
Why do we have
I
to be
agree with you,
everybody's
Bobby.
police?
I do think we need to protect 18 and 19-year-olds from making stupid mistakes that ruin their lives. So I'm glad that I am for the, they don't get to smoke legally. I'm like, fuck it. Let them wait
Right.
till 21 to go buy vapes and blow their lungs out and shit. Let them think about it.
Right.
Right.
No doubt.
I mean, that's
man.
how it always
No
was.
doubt. Now, what I wanted to tell you, what I wanted to share with you guys, and I want to share it with our viewers, our listeners as well, is a show. It's a channel on YouTube. So It's called Mitten Crime Watch.
Okay.
And what they do is they get the body camera footage and they get the car footage of certain stories, and they air them right on fucking TV.
From Michigan?
From
Is that
Michigan.
what the mitten part means?
Now, let me tell you something, man. Some of them are funny as fuck because they're like mostly like drunk traffic
drivers,
stops
yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah. But there was one that I watched the other night and it brought a tear to it. Made me really sad. These 3 black females got pulled over at a gas station, and the driver didn't have a license. The back seat girls were being real. They were being real rude to the officers,
Mm-hmm.
and so they went back. The officer went back and found that she had a warrant for her arrest. The driver.
Yeah.
So he goes up and he's like, or she goes up, the driver, the police officer. She knocks on the window and she says, "Hey, I need you to shut the car off and I need you to
step out the car.
I need you to step out." And she was like, "I'm not getting out. You kill people. You guys kill people. You guys kill black people."
Mm-hmm.
And the statistics say the truth, is what she just said. But that's neither here nor there. So the officer says, "Look, you either get out of the car or I'm breaking the window and I'm dragging you out.
Oh, wow.
Take your choice." So what does she do? She throws it in fucking drive and goes fucking 75. Are you listening to this, Huck? Are you listening to this, Bobby?
Mm-hmm.
75 down fucking Conant.
Wow. Down Conant.
Down Conant.
That's not a wide street.
Right. And this video came from Hamtramck Police Department. And and the cop chased her. And she wiped out and hit a car head on.
Oh,
Boom.
God.
She didn't get a fucking scratch on her.
Her
The father
passengers
and son died in the car
that she hit.
that she hit. Father and son died. 35-year-old and 75-year-old died instantly. All because she didn't have a fucking license.
Driver's license.
Now, the Hamtramck police were so shaken up on this video. Like, I was shaking watching it. It was so like sad. And we know most of the guys in the Hamtramck police.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good to us when we visit and when we do, shows for them and whatnot in Hamtramck. And it really hit my soul like, man, wow, this really sucks. But I just want to tell you, man, if you watch this channel, you will be fucking hooked on it. Why? Because they'll be, all right, there's a stop right on West Grand Boulevard and blah, blah, blah. And
You'll
you're like,
recognize
I know
it.
these motherfucking plates. Yeah.
But I have a little thing about police chases. As you know, we lost our family business.
Yes.
Through a police chase.
Yes.
It's
Sheriff
like,
Department, right?
Wayne County Sheriff.
Yeah.
Yep. Why don't they just take the plate? Take the plate number. And if they run, go ahead, let them go. If it's something minor like that, traffic violations. I don't know what the warrant was for, though.
Right.
But is it worth the risk of life?
Oh, and by the way, the
chase?
young lady got 9 to 12 years in prison
9 to
for
12.
Vehicular manslaughter. Double.
Right.
Yes.
What about the girls in the back seat?
The girls in the back seat, one got her ankle broken, and the other one, they weren't in any trouble. They were just
they were
talking
passengers.
shit.
Right. Yeah, they
And-
must have been in a tank.
They were in a what do you call it? Like a Tahoe.
Okay, a Tahoe.
And man, she
Not
just,
a small vehicle.
She just fucking gunned it, man, and it was like,
Wow,
oh my
75.
God, yes.
Yeah, man, but those police chases, change lives.
Yes,
innocent
yes.
lives. Just get their plate, track them down.
And let me also,
go to their house.
And let me also say this: I also watch another channel. It's called CT3. CT3. And what this guy does, it's crazy. He compiles all these videos of these cops just getting owned by these people who know the law better than they do.
Run it down to
And
him.
he just, man, and some of these cops are just like dumbfounded.
Frozen.
And this guy's just fucking him up. And he's like, go ahead and handcuff me, because I'll just be getting paid again.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy has had over, are you listening to this? 16 successful lawsuits against different law enforcements across the country, Huck.
Wow.
CT3.
He knows the law.
CT3. I never laughed so hard, man. And some of these police officers just don't know shit.
Don't know what to say. Don't know how to respond.
Right.
Start getting mad.
Oh, they get super mad, super mad. And then there's this other channel, and this one's kind of, it's like, these guys are trying to start some shit. And it's funny, though, some of them. But they just be videotaping, like, federal buildings and shit, or prisons. And the guys come out, what the fuck are you doing? I'm minding my business. What do you mean, what am I doing? Because you're allowed to videotape anything outside that is in public eye without any permission.
Mm-hmm.
And several people stopped the guy and was like, man, fucking take me off your camera and shit.
Yeah, coming out of prison.
Not only there, like at Costco.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And this guy, this one guy comes out of Costco and he's like, hey man, stop videotaping me. And the guy's like, I don't have to stop doing shit.
Oh, no.
He was like, this is my constitutional right. And so the dude socks him. Boom.
Oh, shit.
But this cat has pepper spray.
Mm-hmm.
And he fucks this guy up, man, with them. And he was like, now pick up my camera and shit.
Oh,
shit.
Like, he just sprayed him.
Yes, man. That's crazy. Anyways, I've been hooked on these crazy videos,
Yeah.
man. I really have.
Send me some links, man, because I'll forget. I always check them out.
I will. But you know what? Hey, man, real quickly, I do want to talk real quick about wrestling. And I do want to talk about Oba getting his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar.
Man, what did he take? I think maybe 7 F5s. Not all in a row, but total 7.
Yep.
7 H5s, not H5s, whatever, F5s from Brock Lesnar.
Right.
And they're going to continue the story.
They most certainly are. And you know what?
Smart.
Like I said, I do believe they will be main eventing SummerSlam, as they should.
Yeah.
I mean, they really,
I think by then,
should.
Oba will be king of the ring.
That's your prediction,
Yeah, I think he is. They just had the, qualifying matches this past Monday, I think, right? Yeah.
Right.
And Oba came on top, dominated. It was a good match. They know how to work with him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? His matches are looking good, and when he, is not on top, it looks good.
Yeah.
No
doubt.
I've been enjoying what they're doing with him so far.
Right.
You know.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, it's very exciting what they're doing with him, and now Roman has moved on since he beat Jacob.
Yep. Jacob, acknowledged him this past, not this past Monday, a couple Mondays ago.
Yep.
And he acknowledged him. So now we have to see what's next for the bloodline.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. Wrestling, I mean, it is what it is. It's the shit, and you know it. And that's what brings us together most of the time right here on this very show. Speaking of wrestling and it being the shit, let me tell you something. AEW is looking good these days.
Okay.
They really are. I love what they're doing with Mick Foley. I love it. I I love that they're building for that MJF showdown for his final match.
Mm-hmm. For Mick Foley's final match? Okay.
Yes. And I love that he teased the
bang,
Cactus
bang.
Jack. Oh, I loved it. And they're coming to Detroit, and like I said, we'll be in the house.
There. We'll be in the house.
It's going to be exciting. Last time we went, we had a blast.
We did.
Thanks to old girl Nyla Rose.
Nyla Rose,
yes.
yeah, that's our girl, man. Not our champion, but she comes in for IBW.
Yes, she does. She's an amazing talent, and shout out to Nyla out there in Washington, D.C. Okay, now I just want to say this, A.T. Huck. A.T. Huck, I'm so excited. Once again, man, June 27th, XICW, Lincoln Park Community Center. Tickets are on sale right now. And not only are you going to get an awesome show from XICW, which they always do, but you're also going to get the ceremony of the Hall of Fame. And
That's right.
I am so thankful that I was chosen this year to be inducted, and I'm excited. I've written this speech 7 times, and I got to redo it again. And I'm just excited about it. I really am. XICW, Malcolm Monroe Jr., DBA. It's gonna be an awesome night.
It was a great show last year, and this year it's gonna be even better with you part of it.
Oh, Bobby, man, last year was fun, and Tommy Rich was in the house, and we gave away the Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe cards, and man, it's just it's a magical time at the Chic and Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe tribute show. And once again, we invite you all to come out. That's going down on Saturday, June 27th, 5 p.m. bell time, or doors, one of the two. Check out XICW online, and you'll get all of your information from XICW. And
Rudy, I want to backtrack a little bit.
Yes, sir.
As far as XICW goes,
Yes, sir.
And it might have something to do with this Sweet Daddy Chic Memorial Show.
Okay.
But a couple weeks ago in XICW, I was refereeing a match, as you well know.
Yes, I do.
It was the DBA against the Man Beast Rhino with Bill Alfonso in his corner.
The ECW legend.
ECW
yes.
legend. Friends.
Rob Van
Friends,
Dam's, Rob Van Dam's manager.
And Sabu's
former
manager. Right,
yes.
right.
And Taz.
And Taz. And Fonzie's been around a long time, former referee down in Florida Championship Wrestling.
A friend of mine.
Yeah, we go way back to ECW as well.
Yeah.
Also, Rhino, who I traveled with in ECW. He started out here in Michigan Midwest Championship Wrestling for a long time. ICW and a lot of stuff. Like I said, we were on the road together, shared rooms together. And on this particular night, after the 1, 2, 3, after DBA was victorious legally in the match,
you refereed.
I refereed the match, and Fonzie attacked me from behind. Just out of nowhere.
Why?
I don't know. I missed one of the previous show.
Okay.
But DBA and Rhino were tag team partners.
Yeah, I remember.
And they lost the belts to the Pillars.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they lost. And after that match, Rhino turned on DBA. I wasn't there that night.
Okay.
So I wasn't really aware of what was going on until I got hit in the back by Fonzie. And Rhino went to work on DBA. And subsequently after that, I had 2 clotheslines from Rhino. 2 clotheslines
One
from
wasn't
Rhino.
good enough,
One
Rhino?
wasn't good enough, Rhino, was it?
Right.
You want to take advantage of a referee. I'll be 65 this year.
65.
And 2 clotheslines from Rhino. Then after that, Rhino leaves the ring, and, they challenge us to a tag match. I accepted that night, but I've had second thoughts. Because of, risk of injury.
Sure.
But that was something, man, I might not have to want to let go. Fonzie's older than I am.
Right.
So I'm no punk. Fonzie.
Most certainly you're not.
And
no punk.
at the end of the match, he even threw a chair into my
I've
face.
seen that online. I seen
What
that
did I
video.
do to deserve that?
Right.
From these two that I
Maybe
thought were
there's
my
some
friends,
jealousy
that
or
I thought were
something
my
there,
friends.
but,
Maybe so. Maybe so. I don't know. Me and Rhino haven't been as close as we used to be.
Well,
That's
that.
no secret. But to attack me like they
doesn't
did.
answer your phone calls.
It is what it is. But we'll see. So I'm not sure if that's going to go down or not on this memorial show. It's quite a possibility.
Let me tell you something. I don't care what happens. If I see you in trouble at this memorial show, you can bet your ass Rude Boy will be coming out of that fucking audience to handle these motherfuckers.
Handle some business.
I got my cane, brother.
I hear you, man.
I got my cane.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. I'm thinking about it.
Well,
we got a little time.
Well, think good and hard.
I will.
Love you, brother. All right. Hey, we are going to put a bow on this one, man. We're going to say goodbye. We're going to say arrivederci. We are also going to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, and guess what? Check this out. Don't forget, before you do anything, to check out throwdowntheater.com. Throwdowntheater.com. Throwdowntheater.com, where you can get your extra rare big-time wrestling merchandise. That's right. Go right over there to the store. Check it out. Get you a cool T-shirt, man. It's summertime. You want to look good in your Bobo Brazil shirt. And, of course, you want to make sure that you're looking smooth in your awesome big-time wrestling body press shirts.
You mentioned the Lincoln Park show. We're going to be giving out some cards or maybe selling some cards there.
Did you hear that?
People need to come on out.
There's some new cards.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So we got quite a few new cards, a lot of them unannounced. So we're going to have to debate on which one's going to launch there, and look for Throwdown Theater on Instagram or Facebook, and we're going to drop a flyer and let you know what card you can get.
Nice. Nice. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag. That's why I was like, hey,
creeping around it.
Right.
All
Because
right,
they're beautiful. I love them.
Any goodbyes and goodbyes to you, Mr. A.T. Huck?
Not specifically, of course, the listeners. We always welcome your questions. Even if you disagree with something we said, because we touched on some controversial situations, if you will, subjects,
yes,
on this episode. And just because we say it doesn't necessarily make it right. Convince us otherwise. Let's hear what you have to say.
Love it.
On those subjects and wrestling. That's our love. Music. We love music just as much as wrestling. And that's our thing. We love movies. Anything pop culture. Run it by us, man. We just love that type of thing. Hey, I'm a huge comic book collector. Ask me some questions. I'm like a guru when it comes to comic books and wrestling. I can go years back in both subjects and movies, as well as Rude Boy. So keep those things in mind. Keep tuning in, because we just love bringing you this show each and every week.
You know it. A.T. Huck in the building. Mr. Bobby Roxxx, man, once again, thank you for your contribution to this week's program. Well, anything you'd like to say, my dear friend?
I always appreciate being here. And real talkers out there, like I said before, send your questions to mywrestlingquestion@gmail.com. Well, you want to know what our favorite whatever is? Ask us.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, let me tell you guys something, man. I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful for all you guys, man. And this episode will be airing around Father's Day time. And with that being said, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. To you fathers that are handling your business. And guess what? Some of you mommies are fathers, and I understand that. When you have to take on double roles, I understand that. And tip of the cap to you as well. once again, man, I just would like to say I'm a very thankful man for all my blessings, you guys. Man, I got a good family. I got great friends. I got a great girl. She's fucking awesome. Man, I'm just thankful. And I just had to say that. And yes, I'm a little high, but that's okay. You should be too. And like I always say, you guys all know it. Look, come on, let's say it together. Let's say it together. All right, are you ready? Here we go. All right. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Be good to one another. Take care of one another. Praise to you, the mighty all God above.
Peace.
Out.